If you're thinking about relocating to the Sunshine State and calling Orlando your new home, you may want to know about some of the hidden costs that might catch you off guard. My name is Joel, and in this video, I'm going to reveal 5 of the unexpected costs of living in Orlando, Florida. Let's get right into it. So of course, Orlando is known for its sunny weather, to Disney, and unfortunately its toll roads. So there are about 700 miles of toll roads in Florida, operated by 2 main agencies. One of them is the Florida Turnpike Expressway, the other is the Central Florida Expressway. Now the whole idea behind the toll roads in Florida is that they're gonna provide some relief for traffic and also provide some funding for road maintenance and improvements. So specifically in Orlando, we have 3 main toll roads that basically kind of go around the airport, take you downtown, and lead to all the other major roadways. Now, one thing to note about Florida roads is that they usually have 2 names. They have a name that's numerical and one that is a little bit easier to say that's like a typical name. For example, you have the State Road 408, which we locals just call the 408. It's also known as the East-West Expressway. Then you have the 417, also known as the Central Florida Greenway, and then you have the 528, also known as the Beachline Expressway. Gets a little confusing and frustrating if you're not using a GPS, so make sure that you have punched in wherever you're gonna go onto your phone or GPS so you know exactly where you're gonna go. As I mentioned before, these roads, they are the main connectors to the city and surrounding areas. But the thing is that it comes at a significant cost and could take a big bite out of your expenses. So in that case, how much can you expect to pay for taking the tolls around Orlando? Well, in reality, it does depend on which roads you're taking, what exits you're getting off at, and how far you're traveling. On average, the tolls can range anywhere from 50 cents all the way to $2 per plaza. And that's the thing, you can get charged every time you pass under one of these plazas. Now for frequent commuters that use the tollways, this can add up to significant costs, even hundreds of dollars per year. But don't worry, there are a couple ways that you can save some money. One of the ways I would recommend doing is simply getting a SunPass or ePass transponder. They usually offer some kind of discount whenever you use these versus using cash. Now the thing you really want to avoid is pay by plate, which is pretty much you going under one of these plazas and not having an ePass or paying cash. So they're going to send you a bill in the mail, which if you don't pay, you can get your license suspended. Another way that you can save money is simply planning your trips, pulling out an app like Google Maps or Waze and trying to figure out what are the most expensive areas and routes that you can take and really what time to leave, so that way maybe you don't need to take the tolls as much. I found that if you simply plan your trips a little bit more, you can save a significant amount by avoiding the tolls altogether. Now with toll roads on your radar, we have another pro local tip to make your move to Orlando a lot easier. Our Orlando Relocation Guide is an essential resource for finding the cream of the crop when it comes to schools, neighborhoods, and recreation. I've put key pieces of information that I've learned over the years to make your move here less overwhelming and hopefully make Orlando feel much more like home. You can grab your free copy by clicking the link over in the description. Now let's go ahead and hop right into our second unexpected cost. We've already talked about Orlando's weather and how amazing it is. However, it's not just great for us, it's actually the perfect environment for rapid growth of grass, plants, and unfortunately weeds. What this means is that your yard will require more attention and maintenance compared to other areas with more temperate climates. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, but it's worth noting that most lawns here in Orlando use St. Augustine grass, which requires a significant amount of water to stay healthy. Because of that, your water bill may fluctuate anywhere between $100 to $250, depending obviously on the size of your lawn and what time of the year we're in. On top of that, you'll need to factor in the cost of fertilization and maybe pest control, which can range anywhere from $50 to $100 per application. Applications can end up being anywhere from 4 to 6 times a year. I've had neighbors and I've seen lawns where they completely abandon all hope. They don't water to save money, they don't pay anyone or do any kind of maintenance. However, it's important to note that HOAs can have specific requirements for lawn maintenance, which can impact your overall cost. Now, don't panic just yet. I do have a few tips that may help you save some money. Number 1, it's very straightforward. Just be conscious of your watering. You want to make sure that you're watering early morning, maybe in the late evening at most, just because it does get hot here. I can't tell you how many times I've seen sprinklers on full blast watering their lawn in the middle and hottest part of the day. Now, number 2, if you're hiring anyone to help maintain your lawn, try to shop around. Now, of course, make sure you're shopping for price and quality, because there are some out there that will give you a great deal, however, won't do a good job maintaining your lawn, which in the end will end up costing you anyway. On top of our subtropical climate having an impact on our lawn maintenance, it also is going to have another unexpected cost, which has to do with hurricane preparation. Of course, as you may well know, Florida is prone to hurricanes, especially during hurricane season, which pretty much begins at the beginning of June and ends sometime at the end of November. Orlando is much more inland than coastal cities, but it's important to still be prepared for these hurricanes, as they can bring a lot of wind, heavy rain, and even some tornadoes in certain areas. Now, you're probably wondering, what are some of the costs that come with hurricane preparation? I mean, how expensive can it be to get ready? Well, some of the things that you have to consider is also upgrading your home. I mean, there's a chance that you might want to invest in some hurricane resistant windows, maybe some doors and shutters to protect your home from storm damage. Depending on the size of your home and the materials you use, I mean, these upgrades can range from a few $100s to several $1,000s. On top of this, you want to make sure that you also have some kind of emergency kit on hand that includes things like non-perishable foods, waters, flashlights, batteries, first aid kits, and maybe a weather radio on hand just in case the power goes out and there is no cell reception. You still want to know whether or not it's safe to go out. And those costs can add up pretty quickly, especially if you need to restock a few times a year. Now, aside from these home improvements and having these supplies, another thing that people miss out on is the fact that your insurance rate here in Florida could be higher due to the fact that we do get regular visits from hurricanes. Now, it's nothing like the coastal cities. Their insurance rates are much higher than ours. However, I believe ours is just slightly above the national average. But that's not the biggest thing you should be worrying about. When Hurricane Ian came in, there was a lot of flooding and many homes found themselves underinsured. Now, the majority of homes here in Orlando don't need any kind of flood insurance. However, with Hurricane Ian, we saw some neighborhoods get close to flooding and a few even get completely flooded. Make sure you do connect with us to make sure that you know the risk of some of these areas. Every day, I'm connecting with people who are planning their move to Orlando. Now, if you're thinking about relocating to this beautiful area, feel free to contact me. My contact details are below in the description. Now, here's some recommendations to help minimize your risk and expenses when it comes to saving money on hurricane preparedness. One of them is to invest in quality hurricane protection products. They might be more expensive at the beginning, but they might save you money in the long run. Having some of these upgrades may make it so that your insurance company may end up giving you a discount on your policy. Another thing that could help you save money is simply planning ahead. Make sure that you stock up on your hurricane preparedness supplies early on. That way you're not running to the store, everything's sold out, and you end up ordering online, which can cost you a lot more. Now, of course, our subtropical climate doesn't just bring hurricanes, it also brings a lot of hot weather, especially in the summer where it can get into the high 90s. This leads us into unexpected cost number 4, which has everything to do with your air conditioning in your home. Having a well-maintained, functioning air conditioning in your home is crucial for maintaining a comfortable lifestyle here in Florida. Not only does it help provide some kind of relief from the heat, but it also makes sure that it reduces the humidity in your home, which is important for maintaining your house. Last thing you want is a bunch of mold and mildew growing inside. So then what could you expect to pay when it comes to your air conditioning in Orlando? Well, the first cost is maintenance. You want to make sure that you're changing your filters and servicing your system to make sure that it's running efficiently and lasts as long as possible. On average, for maintenance, you can expect to pay anywhere from $75 to $200 per year. That's just for routine maintenance. Now, the bigger cost is going to be with your electric bill, especially over the summer. On average, residents in Orlando can expect to pay anywhere from $100 to $200, maybe even more during the summer months. Of course, that's going to depend on different factors such as the size of your home, how efficient your air conditioning unit is, and most importantly, your preferred thermostat setting. While these costs may seem a bit daunting, there are some ways that you can save some money. One of them is just to simply invest in a high efficient air conditioning system. In the long run, that will save you money even though the upfront cost might be a little bit more. Next thing is just to be strategic with your thermostat setting. There are plenty of smart devices out there that will keep track of your location and begin raising the temperature when you're on your way home, and also pay attention to the weather so that way at nighttime when things are cooler, it's not running all the time. Now, as much as those who live in Orlando try to stay away, myself included, from this next unexpected cost, it ends up getting most of us the majority of the time, and that's the tourist attractions. While living in Orlando can provide an easy access for those popular spots, it will mean that you may end up paying significantly more for entertainment than you first thought. For example, a single day at Disney can cost you over $100 to $120 per person. That's not including any extras like park hopper passes or dining plans. Even smaller attractions like Gatorland can set you back $30 per person for admission. Now, if you plan on visiting these attractions regularly as part of your entertainment, it could eat away at a significant part of your budget. I always find it funny that many people reach out to me and say, how on earth do you go to Disney once, maybe twice a month, and still be able to stay on budget? Well, here's the thing. There are a lot of different discounts that us local residents can take advantage of. Many attractions offer Florida residents many special discounts or multi-day passes that can help you save on admission fees. Make sure that you do check out the websites because they do have some kind of newsletter you can sign up for and find out about all these kind of deals. Another thing you can do is avoid the busiest times of the year, such as the holidays or summer vacation time. That can help you find lower prices on some of the tickets and accommodations that you're looking for, especially if you're trying to just have a staycation. Now, number 3 is to explore Orlando's low cost or free options, such as going to the local nature parks, museums, or even local events. Take advantage of these because you'll find yourself still having fun without spending a fortune. Now, of course, if you find yourself with more questions about what it's like to live in Orlando, our next video has you covered. We'll break down even more different aspects of life here in this beautiful city. Thanks for joining us again. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.